I'm going to introduce Guy. So I met Guy at the No Kings protest, and that was great because Guy showed up, and boy, I mean, he was not just protesting. Guy was speaking politics. Guy was talking to people in the community, and he was super visible, super active, and I really liked the way he. And so we just said hello, actually. Come to find out that Guy is running, and he's trying to take over a state assembly seat, which has been a long time held by Republicans and kind of old school fuddy-duddy Republicans. They really haven't done a whole lot. So it is my district, and I to see new and young blood come into the district that have passion and that have energy and really want to make a difference is encouraging. So I think you're a third generation guy and you're a business owner. And I know you're very active with the county NAACP. You're chair of the Political Action Committee. And so I know you have a lot of experience for your age. And I'm really happy you're on the call. Guy just successfully won the primary for the Democratic ticket. So that's encouraging. The battle is ahead of him to really win over the incumbent lazy Republicans, in my opinion. And so that's legislative district 23 is where we're at in Jersey. And so I'm going to cut a little bit short, Guy, in respect of time, and just welcome you to the call.
Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me?
Totally.
All right, cool. My internet is a little shaky, so sometimes it cuts off. If it does, I'll just be right back in. You want to go ahead to the first slide then?
Sure.
Okay. So this is your overview before I start talking and introducing myself. Legislative District 23 looks like this. It's comprised of almost all of Warren County, North Hunterdon, and then like 6 little slivers of municipality in the northwest corner of Somerset County. So it makes that shape, that red shape that you see right there. And the district has experienced 16 years. 16 years with the same assembly people. And we want to change that. So with the projected turnout of 75,000 people, focused on getting out the vote from Democrats, independents, and disenfranchised Republicans, I believe we can get there. We're fundraising extremely hard, and I have every shred of confidence that we're going to beat them. I want to take it back a step now. Go to the next slide, perhaps. Okay, so just keep this in the back of your minds. I just want to tell you a little bit about where I come from in all this. A couple months ago, I organized about 100 people to go to a land use board meeting in Phillipsburg because the powers that be were trying to put a mega warehouse in the middle of one of the most beat down, vulnerable, and poor communities in the city. And the people were so used to that kind of treatment that even the thought of going to their local government was a fantasy. Why? They get intimidated. People show up to their houses and they get threatened. But because we showed up with 100 people, our numbers and our message was so persuasive that the very next week in that town, 2 Republican council members resigned. That was historical. In January, with the mayor of Newark, Mr. Raz Baraka, I brought 300 people to the Hunterdon County Board of Commissioners meeting because we wanted the mayor to testify what was happening in his city with respect to what we now understand to be completely out of control and lawless ICE activity. 300 people. The newspapers reported locally that that was more people than that had attended that meeting in over 100 years. And just yesterday, last night, I led a group which is mainly comprised of interfaith, bipartisan folks, like church groups, to the Warren County Board of Commissioners meeting. And what were we doing there? We were asking them to make a proclamation guaranteeing the rights of all citizens, again, related to the ICE issue, because we know people are being disappeared. They're going into the stores and just taking people. This is our reality on the ground now. I say all that to say, because what Stu was saying is absolutely correct. There's a disconnect between civics lectures and actual civic action. That's the problem. And what's exacerbating that problem is that we have very cozy, entrenched leadership within our own party who look at what I'm doing and they say that I'm the problem, that I'm doing it wrong, and they won't give me the time of day. I'm being honest with you guys. You're adults. I'm going to be honest with you. So when you look at these local issues right here on your screen, right? This is my platform. This is what I'm going to bring to Trenton. I don't need to say it all out. You can all read, right? I don't need to read this for you guys. Everyone reads? Okay, good. This policy platform represents having knocked on thousands of doors and talked to thousands of voters in my district. For example, when I'm in Somerville on Division Avenue and I'm trying to get my petition signed so that I can be in the primary, because the party's not giving me a staffer to do it. You understand? I go out and do it. I go in the street. I talk to hundreds of people so I can get my petition signed. And they ask me, Guy Citron, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me as my representative? I don't know if that person is a Republican or a Democrat or a Green Party person or a Libertarian person or a Forward Party person or a Communist Party person. But when I tell them these three issues that I'm showing you on this screen, do you know what they say? Can you guess? That's exactly what we need. That's what I hear from every darn person. So the frustration is rising in my voice a little bit, and I apologize for that. I am an emotional human being. I can't help it. But I'll tell you, Stu, I want to engage with you directly. You know, it's like beating my head against the wall with my own party leadership. I'm trying to get them to recognize that I've been doing the work for over 2 years. You know what happens when I ask for support? They say, wait your turn. Do you guys think that's acceptable? Or do you think that people like me are the future American leaders that we need to be cultivating? I ask you, rhetorically, I'm not done. Rhetorical. So what's the urgency, right? What's the urgency? To the gentleman who spoke about his frustration over the primary in New York City, what's the urgency? I think the urgency is that when you don't support young leaders like me, and I'm sorry to be making it about me right now, but I am a candidate and I have to kind of sell it, right? When we're not supporting young leaders like me with this kind of work and this kind of message, what you do get, because this is a very moderate platform, to be honest. This is a moderate, nonpartisan platform. What you get is people going farther and farther out to the extremes to get attention. I'm not saying that the gentleman who just won the primary in New York is like some kind of extremist, but that was the constructive criticism, I believe, was that his platform is so different or new or fresh in a socialist kind of way that perhaps it could do some damage. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just saying I believe I represent something quite moderate. I think that's pretty fair to say. Even though I have a track record of incredible service to what I guess we would call the socially liberal causes. So here's my call to action. And then I'd like to just leave it for Q&A, right? Contact James. James, where are you, James?
James is right here.
James is here. When I connected with James, it was because he's a young forwardist. James is a member of the Forward Party. I'm also endorsed by the Forward Party. The Forward Party is a nationally recognized moderate third party that is all about electoral reform, ranked choice voting, open primaries, so that we can defang the duopoly that we all know is creating more and more stagnation and extremism somehow, right? That dynamic is like giving us the worst case scenario. We're getting nothing done and people are getting angrier, right? I'm happy to go into my life story. I'm happy to go into my professional work story, but I think I'll just leave it there because that's the public service side. So the call to action is James Meister, a real young person of the age of 18, is ready to hear how you want to fuel our campaign with your time, your talent, and your treasure, right? So with that, I'll give the floor back to the chair speaker, Mr. Josh Wilk. Josh, let me know what you want to do.